It's been a while since my last video, with life getting in the way, as it does. During that time I have removed the part refurbished loom, replaced the alternator wiring along its full length with new, bundled up the additional wiring that I fitted, and generally tidied it all up. It's all now wrapped in mesh, taped up accordingly and refitted to the bike. I've also refitted the headlight unit and swapped out the old halogen bulb for a new LED equivalent. It's worth calling out that it's a P45T fitting, not the more common H7. The side light is the original 12 volt 4 watt filament type bulb, which is why we're seeing a difference in the colour. I've made a couple of other changes, such as fitting a modern electronic indicator relay, which is rated at a maximum load of 150 watts, and I've fitted a new Molex 6-pin connector for the rear lights and indicators. I did say in one of my earlier videos that there should be a box or cover over the battery, but I'm not so sure now. Looking at the parts diagrams, it does appear that there should be a two-part strap that holds it in place, no doubt aligned to the size of the battery from 40 years ago. My battery is noticeably smaller than the original, so I opt for using some Velcro strap to hold it in place, utilising some stainless buckles that I hook over the original frame mounts, one on the frame rail and the other under the battery base. I need to replenish the oil in the bevel box as most of it leaked out when I removed it from the swing arm. Rather than just top it up, I drain and fill it with new oil. And whilst at it, I replace the copper crush washers on the drain and fill level plugs with aluminium ones. But I fit a new copper one to the fill plug as it looks okay against the brass. Whilst at this end of the bike, I really ought to secure the suspension units. They're held at the tops with Allen cap countersunk screws into stubs on the frame, and at the bottom with nuts to the mounting bushes, which are screwed into the hub on one side and the swing arm on the other. I mentioned the crankcase vent system in the first video. Coming out of the clutch housing is a crankcase breather with a non-return valve to prevent anything that comes out from getting back in. This is connected to the main top tube of the frame, and any oil that vents into here will drain to the bottom of the frame tube for a return back to the sump. At least I'm pretty sure that this is how it's meant to be connected. Although I did put a lot of effort into flushing out the frame tube, I'm pretty sure that there's still crap in there. Some of that could be rust, but it could also be the abrasive grit from when the frame was blasted, and obviously I don't want that going into the sump. I did consider fitting an inline filter to catch any such crap, but I've decided for now to let it vent out below the engine. I use a small length of hose to cap off the sump return. There is also another connection further up on the top frame tube, and I believe that this was to vent any gases back into the airbox, but as I don't have one of those, I'll push this out below the engine along with the other. Finally, there is a gearbox vent, which did originally vent to atmosphere, so I do likewise, along with the previous two. In the next video, I will turn my attention to the brakes and make a decision as to whether or not I stick with Guzzi's linked brake system or go with a more conventional solution. Thanks for watching.